It isn't about might or not might, and go beyond might, go beyond might, and go beyond might, breakthrough and breakthrough. Not to follow me around while I bless, but follow the way I bless. Breakthrough. Breakthrough and let go of that breakthrough. It isn't about might. Recall that and let go of the breakthrough constantly. Breakthrough and recall it isn't about might. Release, let go of the release, otherwise there will always be self in knowing, in seeing that is not the essence of blessing. Breakthrough, and then it isn't about might. Together with that breakthrough, let go of that letting go. Breakthrough, let go, breakthrough, let go, and let go of that letting go. Give up, one layer by layer. Keep on giving up. It isn't about might, and let go of that might. Keep on recalling it isn't about might, on and on. So that it is release, let go of the release, and become limitlessness to cleanse out the samsara. Keep on, it isn't about might. So it is a release that let go of the release. Might that doesn't hold on to might. Might let go of might. And that is the emptiness that cleanses the samsara, that empty out the samsara without a trace. And this habit of identifying, of holding on to things, there's a lot of that. Hold on to emotion, thoughts, knowing, seeing, the mind, Dhamma, a lot of that holding on. That is the habit of delusive attachment, habit of cause of suffering, and it is a habit of suffering. So you have to recall the reminders, that let go of the reminders. It's not just one time, it's not enough. 100 or 1,000 times, still not enough. It has to be all the time. It isn't related to might or not might. That is release, let go of the release. That is a true release. Release from the releasing itself. And the reminders that dissolve themselves to have to do it all the time, on and on, no matter how open, wily you are. The wideness, let go of wideness. The wideness, not grasping on the wideness, that is limitlessness, that empty out the samsara. What I have told you, you should listen and remind yourself. That is how you follow me as a blesser, not just follow me around while I bless. It's not related to the non-relating itself, how widely it opened, how released it is. Keep on recalling it isn't relating to the non-relating itself, so there is no self-overlaying release, no self-overlaying the wideness. So there is no self-overlaying the release. Release, let go of the release itself. From not relating to the non-relating itself, it isn't about mine or not mine. Constantly, and limitations from identifying with the mind. Over many lifetimes, many Buddha's time will be dissolved. It will dissolve any identification that is left in your mind. It is one kind of power, but it is a power of cause of suffering. It is a suffering in itself. It isn't related to the non-relating itself. Will dissolve any focus, any identification that you have from past to present, and all these karmic difficulties in your body, in your emotion and feelings come from all this identification and focus that you have done from the past and the present, the old and the new. It results from this identification and focus that never been dissolved. So have to keep recalling it isn't related to the non-relating itself until there is no self overlaying that release, let go of the release until there is no self overlaying the emptiness, no self identifying with emptiness. Let go of the emptiness. It isn't about empty or not empty. It isn't related to the non-relating itself. That's why it is not about empty or not empty. So these reminders that dissolve themselves have to be all the time. Other kinds of thoughts, don't spend too much time thinking of such thoughts that are karmic difficulty and samsara, and the reminders that dissolve themselves will dissolve other kinds of thoughts, the thoughts that are desire, that are delusive attachment, that are your focus, your identification. This will be dissolved if you recall not related to the non-relating itself constantly. No matter how open it is, you keep recalling it isn't related to the non-relating itself, so there is no self overlaying this opening. Otherwise, it might be self feeling comfortable and satisfied in that state. You still have something to do with that state, have something to do with something from not related to the non-relating itself. Recall that opening dissolved the opening. That is blooming, let go of the blooming. That is when the benefit of the samsara is complete. Not letting go of the blooming, but sustained the knowing, the joy, the awakening. Not let go of the blooming that is not beneficial to the samsara. Don't you see, every lotus has to let go of its blooming. That's why it is fruitful for the samsara. People can eat, can drink, not to sustain the knowing, the awakening, the joy. Everything is from let go of the letting go itself. It isn't about identifying with anything. That's how it is, nibbana, that empty out the samsara. There is benefit for the samsara, the emptiness that clear out the samsara altogether at once. Where do you want to be? What state do you want to be in? The comfort, the opening up, or the emptiness? Those are realm of existence. The emptiness in a way that you identify with it, that is not empty. Don't hold on to emptiness. Don't hold on to nibbana. Don't hold on to vimutti. Don't attach to nibbana. Don't attach to emptiness. It isn't about empty or not empty. It isn't related to the non-relating itself. And it is the limitlessness or mahasunyata that cleansed the samsara. So these reminders that dissolve themselves, you have to do it all the time to liberate and release for the samsara all the time. That is the essence of follow me as a blesser, not just follow me around while I bless. No matter how limitless it is, you have to recall not related to the non-relating itself, all the same, not to have self in that limitlessness. This will dissolve all desire, delusive attachment that overlaying, dissolve all kinds of overlays, always want to be a part of, want to be a part of something. This will dissolve all desire to be a part of It's not related to the non-relating itself. Even when it is empty, do not identify with it. There is nothing belong to anything. So something that is not related to the non-relating itself will dissolve a desire to take part, to hold, and to attach. It will dissolve elusive attachments that always try to hold on and cling on to something. It isn't related to mine or not mine. It isn't about grasping or not grasping. It isn't about attached or not attached. It isn't related to even the non-relating itself, not related to the non-relating itself. When it is empty, has no part in it. When it is limitless, has no part in that limitlessness. It's not in a way that there is desire or delusive attachment overlaying, wanting to have a part in it. What is empty? If you ask that, delusive attachment and desire is already involved. And how come it's going to be empty? It is not empty. It isn't about mine or not mine. It isn't related to the non-relating itself. It is not related to either relating or not relating. It isn't related to both relating and not relating. No matter how brightening or liberating you are, it has to be in a way of not related to the non-relating itself. It will dissolve the cause of suffering of wanting to be a part of that liberating and brightening, so you won't be trapped in a bliss of vimutti, of comfort. You won't be trapped in the emotion and feeling of Brahman and Deva realms. The mind itself, mind not grasping onto mind. Mind let go of mind. It isn't about mind or not mind. Mind give up on mind. Mind is not holding on to mind. It isn't about mind or not mind. It is the mind that is not mind. The extinction that is not extinction. Emptiness that is not emptiness. Nibbana that is not nibbana.